All right, so Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan has taken her case to the UN IPU. Why is this the only recourse that she has? Why is she doing this? Is it really because she doesn't have any other form of recourse, or are there other underlying issues as to why she's going this route? Because this route undermines her case a bit. But we'll dive into it. Stick around.
Kafila Obara, I am not here to bring shame to our country. I'm here to seek help for the women of Nigeria. Again, my name is Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended. I was suspended for 6 months, amongst many other stringent conditions, such as taking away my security, taking away all the officials, vehicles, and other items that were handed over to me as a senator. My salaries will be cut off. I must not appear anywhere near the National Assembly. And for 6 months, I'm not to introduce myself or present myself as a senator locally in Nigeria or internationally. That means I'm here illegally. But I had no other place to go but to come here and speak to you women. Because this is a
for me personally, I think this is a bad move, right? Okay, before I continue, this is my thing. I think that, first of all, we don't tolerate sexual harassment, especially when it comes to people who are in office, and especially when it comes to women who are trying to do their job. It shouldn't be tolerated in any way, shape, or form. And now, before I proceed, now Natasha, she has taken this case to the UN Interparliamentary Union. So the primary purpose of the UN IPU is to promote democratic governance, accountability, and cooperation among its members, and other initiatives that it has under its mandate include advancing gender parity among legislatures, empowering youth participation in politics, and sustainable development. So it's understandable why she would take this to the UN IPU. However, I totally disagree with taking it to the UN IPU, and I'm going to state the reasons why. I think this undermines her in some ways. It undermines the country. It undermines the judiciary of Nigeria. It undermines the legislative system of the country. It undermines the country as a whole. And as a senator, she owes it, I believe, she owed some kind of responsibility to make sure that she upholds the country in a good light, or in a certain form. And she infers to that in her statement that she doesn't want to bring shame to the country by bringing this to the UN. But I think she already brought shame to the country by doing this. Now, these are my reasons. First of all, you claim sexual harassment, which should not be condoned in any way, shape, or form. I believe that she should get a lawyer, put a lawyer on retainer, and this issue should be litigated to the fullest potential within the Nigerian legal system. If you have your evidence, you bring the facts to the case up front. Mr. Akpabio gets a lawyer, and this case should be litigated within the Nigerian court system. There's no reason to take such a case outside the confines of not only Nigeria, outside Africa, and all the way to the UN. For what? Get a lawyer. Let this be litigated. I'm sure there are well qualified Nigerian lawyers who you will put on retainer, or who you have money to travel all the way to Switzerland, which is where UNIPU is, which is where she made this report. If you have that money, you should put it into getting a lawyer and really litigating this case to the extent so that the perpetrator should be punished to the core. Now, the claim is that you want to make sure that no other female or nobody experiences what you've experienced. Now, you want to set a precedent. Why not do it in the country? Why not set this precedent within the country? The UN IPU doesn't have jurisdiction in Nigeria. What are they going to do? Put a slap on the hands or on the wrist? If you really want to do something about this, I believe that the recourse should be within Nigeria. I believe she should get a lawyer and she should litigate this case to the fullest extent. And if Akpabio is found guilty, he should go to prison or face the time. Whatever the punishment is, he should face it. That is what she should do. This whole, now this is going to be a tour of where is she going to go next, to the EU? Why didn't she go to the AU? The AU has, the African Union has a similar mandate as the UN IPU within its member countries, which is the promotion of democracy and everything that inculcates or has to do with democracy, which includes making sure that legislative arms are doing their jobs properly. Why didn't she just take it to the AU? Why are we going to the UN? Do you know why where she's going to the UN? Because of the psyche again. We run to the savior. The West is the savior of Africa. The colonizers are the savior of Africa. There is no way, shape, or form you can tell me that the Nigerian legal system cannot litigate a sexual harassment case, especially when it has to do with people of immense public figures like this. People who have the money, people who can set good precedents for other cases coming forward. Why don't she use this as an opportunity to bring the Nigerian legal system to the forefront and let them litigate this case and make sure that whoever is guilty is found guilty and the law, the hammer of the law falls on the person who is guilty? That is my question. I do not think that this move, she has embarrassed the country by taking it. So there's no need to say, I don't wish to embarrass. I don't come to, because she, in her mind, she knows what she's doing. And again, this is no way, shape, or form blaming her. I mean, she's going to do what she has to do to vindicate herself. But I think that in moments like this, we also have to know that if you're a Nigerian Senate, if you're a member of a government, a system, you also have some kind of duty to the country that you represent, and you also have to do things in the way to shed a light to the country to make sure that what you're doing, it brings about a certain level of trust within that country. And this is a case that could erupt a lot of things within the Nigerian legal system, could shake a lot of things within the Nigerian legal system, could make things happen. Now, I don't know if this case has been taken to court yet, and if it has been taken to court yet, and the legal system in Nigeria didn't do anything that made her take this case to the UN, then shame on the Nigerian legal system. But if she hasn't taken this to court yet, and the only way of recourse that she could think about was to go to the UN IPU, then I don't think it's the right move. I think that Natasha to take this case to the Nigerian court, get a lawyer, and let this case be litigated to the extent, to the fullest possible. That is the way to go in this. I think that going to the UN is making the country look weak, that the country, as a country like Nigeria, cannot handle a case like this. Because I don't think that everybody in the parliament is supporting this guy. I don't think that everybody is saying, oh my gosh, oh, you should shut up, no one sexually. No, I don't think that's what the case is. I think that it's to find the right way to go about these things. And by keeping the case within the Nigerian jurisdiction, it will help. Even if there are ways that people have gone wrong, it will correct the system. And if you're really trying to set a precedent or make sure that other people don't face what she is allegedly facing, then that is what you should do. I think going outside and going to the UN is looking for, I don't know, attention, or trying to make this to become another thing about the how negligent or how shortcomings African nations are when it comes to dealing with their own issues. Because I think these things can be dealt with, especially in a country like Nigeria. I think, and considering the height of the situation, I think that Nigerians can handle this, or the legal system in Nigeria can handle this. So I think that this move, yes, it brings light. And I know a lot of people are commenting on this. Oh my gosh, she's such a brave woman for doing this and all that stuff. Which, if that's how you think, yes. But at the same time, I think that the fact of the case should be used in this situation. Let's not go emotionally. This is a serious issue. If this woman was sexually harassed, this case should be litigated in the legal system, civilly or criminally. And if this man sexually harassed this woman, he should face the judgment of the legal system and the court system, and he should relinquish himself from the position he's in. He should face the judgment fully. And then it will make other people to know that they shouldn't do this. Taking this to the UN, what are they going to do? Like, what is the UN going to do? Like, what are they going to do? What? Like, is she going to take it to the EU next? What are they going to do? That's my question. Like, what is she trying to get out of taking this to the UN IPU? Like, to create awareness for this? Awareness has been created for this already. The thing should be worried is how do I make sure that this man who allegedly did this to me is dealt with properly, legally, within the legal system, so that no one who sits on that position he's in could ever think of doing such a thing in their life to anybody, not even just women, but both men and any other person who is in the parliament should not be sexually harassed. So going to the UN is just, to me, it just undermines the whole issue. I think it undermines the issue so much that it just undermines it. I don't know what you guys think. For me, that's what I stand with my full chest. I think going to the UN undermines her case, and it just makes it now. Nigeria is gonna be defensive because you have to handle. Sometimes you have to handle things internally. Like when you involve outsiders, a country is gonna want to defend itself. Now it becomes a thing of, I don't know. It just messes up the whole thing. I think this is a case that could be handled internally, and taking it outside, it just messes it up. I don't see it becoming any better. I don't see her case becoming. I don't see this giving any oomph to her case. So yeah, but if you think otherwise, let me know. Just put a comment down there, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel so we can have more of these discussions, y'all.